third of 3 games to finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last. And off we go here in the wild card round. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Throwing right away is Dart. To the right side, catch made by Ibuka. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
From the gun, here's Dart. That is caught. Oh, and Nelson's face down lane. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play. Good running right there, and this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
To throw now, Dart. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 24-yard line. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. They'll run on first down. It's Crawford. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
Out of the gun, here's Dart. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage here on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And his kick is indeed good. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines, the defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
And it's a pretty good return here, so get this up to the 29. Looking to put a drive together. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Has his man, it's Shakir. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Nice grab there for a guy coming off a terrific season, one that saw him have over 100 catches.
And when you have that many catches, that means you're a full part of the offense. And let's face it, he's been as good as anyone in the NFL this year. So figures he's going to play a big role whether his team can advance in the playoffs.
It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's complete to his running back, Hampton. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
That's going to be a good matchup for him. Using him out of the backfield, telling those linebackers, hey, you're not only going to have to try and run with him, but you're going to have to try and tackle him in the open field.
Back to throw now on first down. Shakir hauls it in. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the Chiefs' 22-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs. But in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Lad McConkey from 3 yards out. And the Chargers have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Chiefs 3.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Here's Dart. He's going to let it go again.
Come on now. That's trash. That's absolute trash.
Kansas City touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, 82 yards. And the Chiefs have regained the lead. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start it out with a run by Hampton. They'll get this to about the 38. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. Here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Now a run. Here's the rookie from USC. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Well, he didn't find the end zone a whole lot in his rookie campaign, but he's got himself a touchdown here in the playoffs.
And we know the guys on the other side of the field were hoping that he would be intimidated by playing in the postseason, but they can just let that go because he's as confident as they come. And I know that he believes that that's the first of many playoff touchdowns that he's going to have as his career progresses.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Intercepted. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Come on now.
Force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Chiefs force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Crawford. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 41-yard line.
It looks like they'll move things around here. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Crawford. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line.
He hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. A short one there, caught by Warren. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. And here's Daniel reeling on now to punt. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there on the catch and run. 51 yards. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And he's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They got the defense on their heels.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown here in this first half, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Dicker now to tack on the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10.
Makes the score. Chargers 21, Chiefs 10. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Crawford. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Up the middle they go. Crawford. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
At the 40-yard line.
Here's Dart. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. Now Dart. He's got his receiver. That's Ibuka. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. To throw, Dart. Throw left side complete. That's Crawford. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
2nd and 11 now. Throwing, dart. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. He'll try and do this himself. And they're going to stop him short of the first down as he's tackled at about the 21. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Andy Reid, some say always unpredictable, and here he says, we're going for it on fourth down.
Come on!
That's complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Should have had an interception.
And Xavier Worthy with his
That was crazy.
touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-17.
Chiefs 17.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Charger drive about to get going. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Come on now!
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Where's the flag?
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Looking middle, and he finds McMillan. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 44-yard line.
And the Chargers first down.
Back to throw again.
Again with the flag!
Be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Nice progress down the
You
field.
can't impede him.
They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
They'll look to throw again. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Third down and 10.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Victor on for the field goal. A 61-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get in field goal range. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing from the gun here, Dart. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Dart going to look to throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing his Dart. He's going to look deep down the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to take another shot here. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work to run it a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 43 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And in a situation like this, you're in the second half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up the first down.
They'll get it inside the 20. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there for L.A. And even 40 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
Where are you throwing the football? You have him wide open. You missed it.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
A 23-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
To the air, Dart. To the right side, catch made by Ibuka. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. Throwing his Dart. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a save for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. On play action, here's Dart. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. There'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on third and the yard. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. To throw now, Dart. Open man is Ibuka. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Looking to throw, Dart.
Why did you get off of him?
And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down to the 6-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They've moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Leads to second and goal.
To throw is Dart.
6-yard line.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown.
Kansas City.
From 6 yards away. And the Chiefs have got it back to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is down to a field goal. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a first and 10. And now look at this.
Come on!
And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he's able to get
That's ridiculous.
41-yard line.
They didn't even have the ball.
As you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Dart.
There's no way. There's no way.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another catch for him. He's over the 250-yard mark now for the game, and he's got another first down. Here's Dart. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on it and then let him run.
He's got some space. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Dart. Now a run here off the RPO, and he'll keep it. And this will be
That somehow dropped off.
Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyler Warren, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs have taken a fourth quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Give them a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
He'll look to throw. Has his man, it's Shakir. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. He'll find McMillan here. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
7 yards there and a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down. At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Shakir hauls it in. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They'll set up to throw.
Come on.
That one complete to McConkey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it. So it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10.
Check, man.
Now a handoff up the middle. Scarborough. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Chargers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that gives him a 3-point lead.
34. Chiefs 31.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And this wild card game has been as good as advertised. They trail by a field goal here in the 4th, with obviously a very critical drive forthcoming as they start with a first down. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Second down 6 at the 30-yard line.
Now Dart.
How is he not getting sacked?
Right side by Worthy.
How are we not sacking him?
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, to watch him drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, 55 yards. And the Chiefs use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 26-yard line. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go.
Back to throw. That's caught by Shakir. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space. Let them do what they do.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Up the middle they go. Scarborough. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. He'll look to throw. To the left side, he's got McConkey. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Come on, come on.
Back to throw. And that one drops down.
Oh, that was Lodds.
Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's now second
Oh,
and
that's
10.
certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Looking middle, and he finds McMillan.
It drives some people crazy to see their short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Here's third down at 5. He's back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll look to throw. Now this one finds McConkey. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Here comes second down.
Brings up second and a yard.
Hey, check that.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Here we go. First and goal.
Here we go. Set. Cougar 19. 19. 18.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Back to throw. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth. Wow. CD, that was an all-or-nothing drive to win this football game, and they rose to the occasion to take the lead here in the waning moments.
And how about how they got it done? No timeouts left. They take it downfield, execute perfectly, and get it done. Now they don't leave their opponent with a heck of a lot of time on the clock.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
Good shot.
Here's first and 10. Throwing, dart. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Chargers have just about sewn up this football game.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
At the 44-yard line.
Now second and 3. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he will have a Charger first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. The Chargers, they're going to continue on in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. Thanks.